What's the answer? It's primary prevention, because primary is before there is a problem. Okay, so this is almost to prevent, right? Prevent issues. You wear your helmet, you wear your seatbelt, you drive slow, you brush your teeth, you eat right, you get your immunizations. All those things happen before you, crack your head or end up with the flu, right? So then secondary is looking for early detection, and that makes sense too. So you are screening for things that might be there, and if you get them early, then you will have a better outcome. So what do women get? We get our pap smears. The BSE is breast self-exam, and men testicular self-exam. What other things? Colonoscopies, annual physicals. Okay, so those are examples. And then tertiary is you've already had an existing condition. So what if you were teaching somebody about how to take their insulin, or how to do their INR monitoring for their Coumadin, right? So they already have an issue, and you are trying to prevent it from getting worse, right? You want them to take their insulin correctly and take their medication correctly. So you are taking the time to, teach them or whatever to prevent it from getting worse. So hopefully that makes sense. It's pretty straightforward. You should be able to get those right. There's 3 questions that you're going to get right. These last couple slides are terminology. So what is locus of control? I wasn't sure if it was in the reading, so I wanted to make sure, if in case it's in an answer, A, B, C, or D, that you understand what it is. So you can read through this, but in my words, basically, locus of control is whether you think actions are based on what you have control over them, or an outside event has control. So think of people who, you drive to work and you get a flat tire. And somebody who has an internal locus of control will be like, oh man, what are you going to do? I just need to change my tire and move on, right? So, or I should have checked before I left. So the opposite is someone with an external locus of control, which will say, gosh darn construction people, they probably left some nails in the road and it popped my tire, and this always happens to me. And so blaming outside circumstances for their issues. So it's not that you're one or the other, it's that you're a combination of both. Lots of things can happen. You're in a bad mood that day and you blame other things versus taking responsibility for your own actions. So it just is, these are terms that help us understand human behavior and why people may make be more likely to make health changes versus not, right? Oh, well, it's not my fault. Everybody in my family is obese, so I can't do anything about it. It's just my genes. So is that internal locus of control or external, right? So that's external. Blaming something else. It's not something you can handle or you can take control of. It's somebody else's fault, okay? So then another term is self-efficacy. And that one's pretty easy. So just the belief in yourself. So people who believe in themselves, I can do anything I put my mind to if I really try, versus somebody who doesn't, and thinks, no matter what I do, I can't get out of debt. No matter what I do, I can't lose weight. So having a sense of believing in yourself, and you again know lots of people in your lives, and you can see who fits into these categories, right? So having a strong sense of self-efficacy, people recover quicker. They do better as patients, right? So how do you build a strong sense of believing in yourself, right? Maybe people that, and I don't know this for sure, but that had, more supportive childhoods or friends, that they believe in themselves more. Maybe they're just born with, hey, I can do anything. Think of movie stars and athletes, right? Some people just have a strong sense of self-efficacy, and then those who don't, you may have to really work harder with to boost them up as a nurse or somebody who's promoting health and promoting changes. Okay, deep breath. Those are all the terms and things you need to pull out from the chapters that you read, chapter 3 and 4. So now we're moving to what can I do to help you get ready for this exam and give you my little spiel on preparing and test taking, okay? So number one, to prepare for your exam, you need to read the material, right? So you have, oops, let me see, do I have it printed out? I think I have the test blueprint right here. Let me see. Yep, okay. So you have 4 chapters, 1, 2, 3, and 4 that you have read, and you have 3 or 4 articles. I guess I don't have those written out, but they're on the syllabus and they're in the, can I get back to that? Let me see. Yes, so how many articles? So we have APA, we have Blake, that's 2. We have, actually APA is not, those are slides, just kidding. Okay, so we have Blake, which is 1, Pollen, or Radsma, which is 2, Brois, which is 3, Roberts, which is 4, Russell, which is 5, and Simcoe, which is 6. So you have 4 chapters and 6. One of them is just like a half a page, right? So that's not a ton. Those are not long articles. And the chapters are not bad either. So that's your reading. You should be at least halfway to 3/4 of the way through Pollen in Defense of Food, so you understand the concepts that are in there. And you've come to class or not come to class. You've listened to these lectures, right? So that is what you've done. So then how do you study? So what helps you has helped you in the past? Do you make an outline? Do you go back over your PowerPoints? Do you write flashcards for the memorization pieces, like the come on, brain, dimensions of health, or stages of change that we went over today, or the levels of prevention? So is it flashcards or rewriting your notes? Do you listen to these lectures a second time? Some people like to do that. That I never did that, but I had to rewrite things. So and on this blueprint it says study in ways that challenge your critical thinking. So what about you're going to have all these quizzes and practice questions and critical thinking study sheets that I'm going to give you. So looking over those and the questions I like that in the chapters how there's a summary, key concepts, and some questions at the end. So keeping in mind though that the questions at the end are very much at the remembering and understanding level. So let's talk about what that means. So critical thinking is part of, here, let's Google it, is one of the most important parts of higher order thinking. So let's see, critical thinking. Whoa. The objective analysis and evaluation of an issue in order to form a judgment. Okay, so we have to analyze and evaluate in order to form a judgment or to answer a question. So that